Hey everyone, it's your sister Roland, and all I need is a few minutes to talk about this tragic story coming out of Fresno, California, where you have this young lady pictured on my right by the name of Logan, and on my left is her brother, who tragically took her life, I believe during this week. So his name is Aaron Dudley. So this was a very disturbing story. Very disturbing, very heartbreaking, because this young lady was 36 weeks pregnant with her first child. So she had recently celebrated her baby shower, I believe on Sunday. And then, I don't know if it happened on Sunday or whatever, but they discovered her body on Monday. So in between those times, from having a baby shower and being discovered, that's when the situation happened. Not only did he use a knife and take her life, he actually lit her up and stood over her. And that's how somebody was able to take a picture of him, because he was standing over her. That's pure evil. And I was trying to look for a word besides hatred, because I felt like hatred, that wasn't even hatred. That's like over. That's like, because that's over the top. And I saw they had spitefulness, bitterness, contempt. They had abomination, because this was literally over the top, what he did to this young girl. And he made sure she was not going to be able to have an open casket. So all the memories that the family have of her was before this tragedy. Because he didn't want, for him to set her on fire and then run away, and then somebody douse out the fire. He wanted to make sure she was burnt at a level that satisfied his wickedness. And mind you, sometime last year, they had some type of domestic issue where she said that she was afraid of him. And the authorities deemed that, he was not supposed to be at the home or wherever the situation happened. But my thing is, why was he at the home back again? Was he at the home back again? Or maybe he might have broken in. And what I always say, when you in any type of domestic situation, and the minute you decide to call the police, the minute you decide to get some type of protection order, not saying you're not supposed to do that, but I always say you literally, your life has changed. You cannot do the same things you used to do, because that person, some people have, not a lot of people, a few people, you may do that to them, they have some type of emotional intelligence and they move on. But some people, they cannot move on. And the fact that you have done that, they have to take you out. They have to eliminate you. So you cannot do the same thing you used to do. Maybe you're not able to move, but you have to change your routines. You have to. You definitely have to take yourself out of that situation. So I'm wondering, was he still living at the home? Because it did say they found her, and where he did this, it was not even far from where he lived. This don't make no sense. It wasn't far from where he lived. So he finished, did that, and went back home. Oh my goodness. And I'm like, did she have somewhere else she could have gone? Another family member? And another lesson, the level of disdain and hatred and contempt that he had for this young lady, it didn't start from last year, from the situation last year. This feeling, or whatever it is, it's been there for years. And this is why, when you have multiple children, you have to watch how your kids interact with each other, how they interact with their brothers. If you have some, boys that are older than your girls, or girls that are older than your boys, if you have all of them out of the same gender, you have to watch how they interact with each other. We really have to watch that. Because no matter how old you are, if you're wrong, you're wrong. If you're right, you're right. Because sometimes some people give more privilege to the older kids than the younger kids, and sometimes people give more privileges or more rights to the young kids. It has to be a balance. We have to watch our children. I'm not saying this is what happened in this situation. I'm just teaching a lesson because I've seen these things. It's not all the time it ends in a tragedy like this, but sometimes that's why people don't deal with their sisters and brothers, their friends and stuff like that, and the parents were like, oh, that's not how you guys were raised. You guys supposed to this and this and that, but they never liked each other. You just never saw it. They never got along. They really had disdain for each other. You just never saw it. Because you were not paying attention. You were not paying attention. Your husband wasn't paying attention. Your baby daddy wasn't paying attention. Nobody's paying attention. And then your kids just dislike each other. But unfortunately, this dislike turned into pure hatred, where he was able to not only take her life, but take the baby's life. You finish stab her, and then you lit her on fire. That's pure evil. That's little pure evil. This baby didn't have a child. At least you would say, she had 26 years on this earth. The family were able to, to enjoy that time. But this little baby didn't even have a chance to enter this world. Didn't even have a chance at all. And his life was taken away. And then I think that's her only child. That's the only child. So they don't, unless it's pictures and videos and stuff like, they have nothing to remember this, like something physical to remember her, because the child is gone. This is sad. And I heard a news report said this isn't the first time something like this has happened in that area. They have seen something like this before. So if you're in some type of situation where you got caught up, whether it's a boyfriend, a family member, you in some type of domestic situation, please get out. But you cannot get out immediately. You need to have a safety plan. You need to reach out to like an organization, and then they can help you create a safety plan, because you can't just leave like that. And then when you in your safety plan, if you have to, do whatever you need to do, you cannot have the same routines. You cannot do the same thing. You cannot frequent the same places at the same time all the time. You have to be unpredictable. You cannot be predictable, especially when you find yourself in this situation, because when you finish get an order of protection, the authorities really can't do anything, because they really can't have somebody watching you all the time. You have to do your due diligence. You have to do what you need to do to protect yourself, to protect your family, to protect your children. You have to do it, because unfortunately sometimes the authorities can only come in when a tragedy happens or when something initially happens. So they really can't do anything for you. You have to do your due diligence and protect yourself. That's all I had to say on this situation. My goodness. I don't like to say rest in peace, because there's a way that this person left the earth. Their soul is not resting in peace. Come on. Because she was looking forward to having her baby, bringing her baby, just finished had a baby shower, and then she lose her life like that. For the person to be resting in peace, there are some ways people leaving this earth, and especially in a violent way like this, that person is not resting in peace. Anyway, that's all I had to say in this situation. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.